tristatefootball.com Cincinnati Year in Review Show. Thanks to all of you guys for coming out to Tap House Grill tonight. We've got a real nice crowd on hand, and we're going to go right from one team and move up to the second team up for our nomination for our Cincinnati Team of the Year, and we're talking to the Colerain Cardinals. With me now, two of their senior captains, and from the defensive side of the ball, safety Andre Jones and outside linebacker David Moore. And let's jump right into the talking about this Colerain season. And guys, first of all, congratulations on a fantastic career there. You guys have had a great run at the school, and it's been a pleasure to watch you guys play football. Let's talk a little bit about Colerain itself before we even get into the season, and we'll start with you, Andre. Looking at recently they were listed as one of the top 10 programs in the country, and a lot of that's because of what they've built there, from the little Cardinals all the way up. You go over to Cardinal Stadium on Friday night, and your future Cardinals are sitting out there wearing the jerseys, all excited. What did it mean to be a part of that, and how do you think it translates into wins on the football field?
Well, definitely you got to start off first in the weight room. Coach Bolden takes things pretty seriously over there at Colerain, and you just got to do good in a classroom, do good in a community, and yeah, that's about it.
Now, you guys, this year, the first thing I think about when I think about the Colerain season is all the injuries that started on top of it. Chris Davis, one of the best running backs in the entire state of Ohio. You lose him, you lose L.A. Ramsey at quarterback. A lot of injuries start popping up, but you guys showed some resolve. And obviously you playing on defense side of the ball, so it didn't impact you guys as much directly with your unit. But talk about how resilient your offense was, and how some of those guys that stepped up and really, when the next man in, as Coach Bolden says, talk about what your teammates delivered in that regard.
We didn't really lose much as far as the quarterback. LA came from Lakota West, so he didn't know what to expect from Colerain, but we had a guy who's been with us for 4 years to step in and be the starting quarterback for us for the last games. But as far as the running back, I think we definitely had to find somebody to replace Chris and stuff. So, I mean, the offense did good for the most part, but it didn't turn out like we wanted it to turn out.
Let's talk a little bit to you, David, about the season and what transpired. You guys, you start out with a tough game against Cocoa on national television there at home. Right into that Rio game, you suffer the setback to St. X, but then you guys roll right through the GMC schedule. The GMC schedule, though, appeared to be a lot tougher than the rest. Talk about the GMC and what makes it such a special conference.
Well, the GMC, I mean, every team's good. You can't take any of your opponents lightly. Coming off that loss against X, we knew that the GMC was good, so we knew we had to just come out firing, and that we couldn't lose any more games because ultimate goal is the state championship. So we knew we had to come back from it and bounce back and just make the most out of everything and win every game.
What about your guys' program? I mean, right now we're sitting here in January recapping this season, but Coach Bolden and the staff, they're already turning the page to 2012. Talk about your off-season program there and how that helps helps you guys come when the season starts.
People don't think so, but football, definitely at Colerain too, it's an all-year-round sport. We're in the weight room from the 30 days after you lose your last match, and you're in there working hard every day and just trying to make yourself better. And that's just, we lost, but they're moving on for next year's schedule, and they'll do that on and on.
Let's get into talking a little bit about the defense, your guys' side of the ball. Whoa. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Your comfort zone there. And Andre, you're a first-team Ohio yourself. You led the GMC 7 interceptions, many of them very big interceptions. You've given a verbal to the University of Cincinnati, so signing day is going to be special to you. Your unit, a lot of the success you guys had in the secondary started with those guys up front. Talk about some of those teammates up there that helped you achieve such great success.
Oh yeah, well, you definitely had you definitely had the big linebacker Joe Bolden, who is actually at Michigan right now. So the front 7 people definitely helped me get basically all my interceptions now by getting pressure on the quarterback and doing what they do best.
What about your game really took off for you as a senior? Because just watching you on the field, it looked like, I mean, you were always had the talent, but you sort of put things together, and it showed on the football field. What part of your game improved this year? And looking ahead to UC, when you get there, what's going to have to even get better still?
Oh, well, I just went into my senior year thinking that I have to do better than my sophomore and junior year. So I just went into my senior year with about 3 or 4 goals, and I think I completed all 4 goals. And that's going to lead down to UC next year with me. So I'm just going to continue to work hard and do what I do best on the field.
David, from your perspective, I mean, you guys, you look at the statistically on defense, you allowed opponents just 10.4 points per game, 109 yards rushing. You know, the unit was great, but tell us a little bit about the off-the-field camaraderie, because it looked like you guys had a real good chemistry and worked together well.
Well, 8 of the people out of the 11, we were all seniors, and we've really been playing with each other since we were at the Little Guards, and a few of them were with the Mighty Knights, and we've always been good friends. We know we all hang out outside of football, and we just try to bond together. So, you know, instead of yelling at each other or getting on one another, we kind of just, you know, we're there for one another, and then it just comes out to play off on the field. We know where we're at on the field, too. 5
years from now, when folks at Colerain talk about the class of 2012, what do you think it will be the things that they remember most?
I don't know. Let's just say they'll remember a lot.
Well enough said. Let's get a big round of applause for David and Andre. The Colerain Cardinals, great season that they had. 10-2 they finished. Another good run for them. When we come back, we are going to talk to our Offensive Player of the Year nominations. That and much more still ahead with the tristatefootball.com Cincinnati Year in Review Show live here from Tap House Grill in Cincinnati, Ohio.